Hello everyone, I'm Theresa and today I'm going to tell you why I wear a mask. Today I have a little company sleeping back there. There's been a lot of debate around this whole wear a mask thing because of COVID-19. Some people don't go out without them, some only wear them if they are mandatory, and then others throw tantrums because they aren't allowed inside a store if they don't wear a mask. People are literally protesting that they don't want to wear a mask, attacking and killing others because they don't want to wear a mask. I mean, it's a piece of cloth protecting their face. It has the purpose of keeping the wearer safe and protecting others around them. I've been wearing masks since March, when the virus was detected in my country. It wasn't mandatory back then, but I wouldn't go anywhere with people around me without one. Am I silly? No. Am I a sheep? Also no. I'm very much human, and I'm lucky enough that I learned from an early age to question things, to actually research information before blindly taking any decisions. I do, however, have two things: respect for others' lives and my own life, and I have a chronic disease that affects my ability to breathe. I have asthma since I was a child. I've never known life without asthma. Running as a kid could have been deadly, but I still ran and played and stopped to calm down my breathing and sometimes do emergency medication. Even now as an adult, I always carry my emergency medication everywhere I go. And I'm really sick of seeing people using asthma as an excuse to ban masks to stop them from being mandatory. I knew society was filled with people with ill intentions, and COVID only came to prove it and show me just how egoistical, self-centered, and dumb society has become. I've seen the my body, my rules apply to masks, and honestly, in a situation where your body can kill someone else, just because you can't be bothered to wear a mask, it certainly isn't just your rules. Your liberty ends where the liberty of someone else starts. If it affects someone else's life, it's not just your business, is it? How can anyone demand respect when they can't even respect the right of another human being to be alive? These are messed up times we are all facing as a global community. Even though we share the same planet, we are not united even slightly, which is pretty sad. The mortality rate is only 1%. It doesn't justify temporarily changing the rules of society, they say. Last time I checked the data, there was a 5% of deaths considering the entirety of cases, of closed cases, and that includes everyone that has recovered so far. So from the cases that have either recovered or died, because those are the only two options, there are 5% of deaths. But if you check the graphs, there was a time around April, I think, where the deaths percentage was around 20%, so it's a number that we won't know for sure for a few years because it does fluctuate. The recovered are more and more showing signs of long-term damage to their bodies, neurological problems, breathing problems, complications that we don't know yet how long will take to recover, or even if it's possible to recover at 100% from it. But let's go back to those that shout like 1% it's a small thing. Let's pretend this disease ever had a 1% mortality rate. America alone has around 328 million people, and if you do the math, 1% of that is around 3,280,000 human lives lost, considering the best scenario, of course. Now, let's keep in mind that the world has over 7 billion humans alive as I'm speaking, and many countries don't have the medical or financial means to fight this virus, so their death percentage will obviously be much higher than 1%. Saying that 1% is a small number and not worth worrying about It could be a good argument if we were back in the 12th century, where we were way less. Now let's take into consideration that people who feel more vulnerable to the virus are wearing masks and taking precautions by staying at home as much as possible, and that around the world countries are enforcing lockdowns and quarantines and creating physical distancing rules and making masks mandatory. These measures are the reason we are having this low death count possible. If we didn't have these measures, the numbers of infections would be astronomically higher, and so would deaths. On another note, are you aware how many people are kept from treatments, from life-threatening diseases because their local hospitals are bursting at the seams with COVID-19 cases? Cancer patients might be seeing their treatments postponed or even cancelled, life-saving surgeries cancelled. So yes, not wearing a mask is helping the virus spreading and maybe killing others in many other ways. But masks decrease oxygen levels, they trap carbon dioxide, and they can kill you. You should try to say that to the doctors and nurses that wear them for hours on end every single day. If this was even remotely true, why would anyone put a mask on their face to perform surgeries? Heck, even my dentists wear masks all day. Would you imagine being with your mouth open just to have your dentist breathing on you? If you are anti-masks, maybe next time you need surgery, you should tell your doctor to, save the trouble of wearing a mask. You can deal with him breathing bacteria straight into your cut open body. This virus is fake. The government just wants to control us. Have any of you even have access to internet or television? Aren't you able to witness the death toll? How nobody is allowed a proper funeral. People are just dying and shoved into holes on the ground. Not everyone who gets the virus dies, fortunately, but the number of deaths in just a few months are really high, and these numbers aren't way higher for one single reason. People took precautions. People wore masks, stayed at home as much as possible, kept their physical distance from others, washed and disinfected their hands. And how on earth would any government gain anything by making people wear a freaking mask? If they made us go to work on coal mines, maybe I could understand. You are brainwashed every day by commercials that make you buy things you don't need, buy food that kills you, TV shows or movies that unconsciously condition what you can and can't wear due to your body type or even skin color, condition the way you think and the way you live. And yet you think wearing a mask is trying to control you? I wonder if there are special masks out there with mind-controlling chips on them. Maybe the governments only do this for fun, like we are all sim characters and can actually pee ourselves on our pants because some mastermind cancels our going to the bathroom action. But masks are polluting the oceans. Well, if you are one of those adults whose mother and father never gave proper education and taught you how to dispose of garbage in the garbage can, if you are one of those petty humans that throw masks to the floor, then yes, you are polluting the world and eventually it will reach the oceans. But if you are like this, you most certainly threw garbage to the floor way before COVID. That's called being an egoistical jerk. You can choose to wear reusable masks that can be washed, disinfected, and worn again. That's too much trouble to save the environment? Well, it takes way less effort and time than to, for example, organize and participate in anti-masks protests or being angry online about people wearing masks or spreading fake news. I wear a mask and I will keep wearing a mask until I feel there is a threat to my health and to others' health. I'm lucky enough to have a mother and a father that taught me the value of empathy and that my life and happiness is as worthy as someone else's life and happiness. That taught me respect for life itself. Thank you for listening to this rant, and I truly hope you are able to stay safe wherever you may be in the world. Take care, and please remember to wear a mask. Hope to see you on the next one. Bye.